Well, welcome back to our last week of construction students. What we're going to do this week is celebrate Aboriginal Day by making some Aboriginal artwork. So I took this Western red cedar, it's out of the coast of British Columbia, and it's actually a fairly cheap product. This is a fence board. What we're going to do is cut it into little strips, laminate a bigger piece together, and then we'll make the artwork on the CNC machine out of it as well. So one machine that I haven't taught you, we're going to use right now, is the wood planer. So this is a 13-inch thickness planer, and what it does is it takes a layer of wood off the top, or if we flip it over, off the bottom of the wood, and basically that's all you really need to know about it. So as we set it the right depth, we can see by our gauge here how high it needs to be, turn the machine on, turn the vacuum on, and send it through. So that's what we've done so far. The next step is to go to the table saw. So just follow me to the table saw. And we're going to cut this into about 13-inch strips, and then they'll be 1 inch wide, and I'll glue them all together. So the next step we're going to do is laminate these pieces all together. We've got them in 3/4 by 1 by 13-inch strips. We'll laminate them with using some wood glue, clamp it all together, and then leave it for at least 24 hours. I'll just show you how to do that. Wood glue goes on. Make sure there's good coverage. Then just use your finger or a wiping tool to get the glue over the entire surface. I like to use... Alright, now we've got it all glued. I'm just going to put some clamps on it. And use just 3 clamps, 2 on the outside, on the bottom. Tighten those up, make sure everything's nice and straight. Start adding a bit of pressure. Start to see some glue squeeze out. That is a good thing. Exactly what you want. Then I'm going to take a 3rd clamp and put it on top so the wood doesn't buckle. And the reason we laminate the wood together is it makes it much stronger than if it's just by itself. Otherwise this wood would dry out and crack over time. So I'm just trying to add even pressure on all 3 of those, and we're trying to get a good squeeze out of glue. So that looks pretty good. Now we're going to leave it till tomorrow. It'll dry, and then we can send it through the planer again to smoothen the top and the bottom after we clear off a little bit of glue, and then we'll CNC the project. We'll spray paint it quickly, and then we'll send it through the planer again, and that'll be it. It actually makes it for a nice, quick, easy Indigenous project. Alright, welcome back. This is sat for 2 days, so it's nice and dry. The glue has solidified quite well. But what we don't want to do is send this through the planer right now, because the glue is quite hard and it would dull the blades. So we're going to just take a minute and use a glue scraper to scrape off the extra glue. And all you do is put on here and pull. Flip it over and do the same thing. Alright, so this is what we've got. A fish that looks like this. This way is up. It's a little bit rough, so I'm going to do a bit of sanding before we spray paint it. So I don't want paint all over and I don't want it on the edges because I'm going to actually take all the paint off except for where it is in the fish. So I'm going to use some masking tape just to cover the edges. So when I spray paint, it doesn't get everywhere. That's pretty good. I decided to use green, one of our Cape Chegwin colors. I also already have a red Indigenous artwork, but I want to make a black one with a buffalo on it next. I'll try and hit it from different angles, get all the sides. That looks good, and I'll let it dry. All right, we're on to the final stretch of this project. It's mostly dry, so I'm going to peel off the tape. You can see where the paint is. And now I'm going to send it through the planer. And I'll show you after each pass. So there we go. We have some Indigenous artwork. It looks like a fish. It looks like it's carved, and it didn't take us as much time as it would have if we had to do it all by hand. So there you go, a CNC Indigenous artwork of a fish in Western red cedar.